everybody. This is Paprika Jack. He is the voice of Heero Yuy.
Hello.
He has been with us since Tiba, so he's a good friend of ours, and he will be here to answer your questions as well. So, Paprika, are you ready to just go into it?
Yeah, I'll take one from Lock On Stratos. When you voice your characters, do you do any preparation for the voices you do, or do you just do the voices without any preparation? So I don't know how. I'm sure either Blue or Gray have talked about this before, but with me specifically, I always, before every single line, say, "I'm Heero Yuy," before doing the line, and it's just a thing that I do. But it turned into a bit of a joke in the recording booth because for for voices that take me less effort, like Pagan or Shoals, which is just my regular speaking voice, I do the same thing where I'm like, "I'm Pagan," or "I'm Shoals," and they fucking lose it every time, and we have to waste some of our recording time on them laughing.
Blue absolutely lost it the first time he says, "I'm Dr. Shoals," just in his voice. And we just died because we weren't expecting that to come out.
I gotta be consistent. That's just what I gotta do.
Okay, I guess I'll take the next one from Rob Bolin. When is the next episode? I don't know, as we are currently quarantined and cannot record. I literally can't record right now. I don't know. We have most of it scripted and partially recorded, but we can't really move forward with it until we know that we can get back out into the studio, meet our actors, and record again. So once we are back in full swing, I will let all of you know. Until then, I literally can't. All I can do is continue reworking the script and doing some preliminary edits and stuff. Right now I'm working on, there's a scene with Katra and Duo with a swimming pool in the background that I need more footage from, so I'm going to edit frame by frame to make that pool shimmer in the background from a still shot where Duo was leaning in. That's probably going to be about 2 days of work, so, that's something I could do, but I still don't have Duo or Katra talking, so,
Yeah,
you have a limit.
We're definitely making as much progress on the episode as we can in our current situation.
Yeah. All right. Jack, why don't you take one?
Sure. From Humble Green. His question is, what is my favorite Digimon? And then Gray, why is your favorite Pokemon Magmar? So I actually have a favorite Digimon. Big Mamemon.
That's a Digimon?
Yes, it's a Digimon.
I'll admit, I've never once watched an episode of Digimon. This was not what I was expecting. I thought they were all dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, I was super into Digimon when I was young, and then fell out of it as I got older. But this guy, I do not have to defend my decision, I feel. He speaks for himself.
He does. My favorite Pokemon is Magmar because when I was a kid, I went to this Pokemon trading card league at Books A Million in the back where they stored stuff. They set up tables, and then these sweaty parents would school us in card games, and if you could beat the gym leaders, then you got these little badge things, and I collected them on my hat. I felt like Ash Ketchum. I was 8 or whatever. But at the time there was this new surge of Feraligatr decks, which burned up energy and killed you really quick. It was impossible to beat. Then my 8-year-old brain was wait, can I do that with a card that I have? And I found a Magmar that it did essentially the same thing, and I beat this sweaty old man at a children's card game and felt proud of it. And then Magmar was my favorite after that. That deck was also put on the official trading card website for Pokemon, which back in the days of AOL keywords was a huge deal because there were 200 websites total. So I bragged about it to my friends, and that is why Magmar is my favorite Pokemon. Another one, which mobile suit is your favorite? My favorite mobile suit is actually the Turn A Gundam. That's my favorite. I love his stupid mustache. I love all of his stupid powers. I love everything about the show. Jack, do you have a favorite?
So this is where I kind of have to tear the curtain away a little bit. I have very little to no experience with mecha anime or Gundam, at
That's
all.
why I called you out on it.
Yeah, it's about time I get called out on it. I've actually only watched the first 3 episodes of Gundam Wing, which, yeah, that's a bit of a... I should probably get smart on that. Out of the mobile suits I've seen, my favorite is probably Heavy Arms because it's just like, I don't know, like nuanced design out the window, put a big gun on it.
The funny thing with Paprika not having a ton of knowledge with Wing, we have to explain the full context of every scene once he like comes in the recording booth, because he'll just see the lines and he's like, what's going on? And then I have to try and explain
happening?
And like, so for the next episode, he and Zex fight, and I tried to explain how he shakes hands. And I said, like, he looks down like this at his feet, holds out his arm awkwardly, and says, "I've never shaken hands with anyone before." And he just kind of lost, like, why? Like, I don't know, the show's melodramatic, dude.
Yeah, I learned to kind of stop asking why and just go with it.
Jack, why don't you take one?
Okay, let's see. Another one from Lock on Stratos. For Paprika Jack, do you do any work on any other Abridged series with other people or not? No, I've only ever voice acted or worked on this specific Abridged series. I may be open to doing other stuff, but it's just sort of like this is kind of what I'm doing right now.
And if anybody ever wants to hire him, let me know.
Don't hire me. I'm awful to work with.
Do you remember your audition line that you sent us? What you said?
Oh, was it something I said out of character or something I said in character?
It was in character, but you kept flubbing the line, and then you had a live recording of yourself in character.
Yeah, it was like, I should know the difference between torpedoes and missiles, god damn it.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. The line was about torpedoes, and he kept saying missiles, so there are 3 straight lines of him stopping, saying, not missiles. And then he said that, and I was like, all right, I'm sold. I like him. Let's get him in here.
Yeah, so I think that answers someone else's questions. Yeah, Wooloo, but actually, he say, I did audition for Heero. I remember that Gray and Blue were like running auditions for him and were kind of like struggling to find a voice that they wanted, and I was like, I was in a bit of a massive debt to Blue at the time, still kind of am. And so this is sort of my way of repaying him. The
only person from our group that did not audition for their role was actually me, and that's because not a single person tried out for Wu Fei but me.
Nobody wanted to be Wu Fei.
Yeah, well, I even said, like, okay, if anybody is Wu Fei, by the way, you will know that you will be saying some misogynistic things, you'll be cussing, that sort of stuff, so if you're uncomfortable with that, just let me know. But in that, like, rush of us all trying to find our cast for this thing that was due in 2 weeks, no one tried out for him, so I was like, I guess I'll be Wu Fei, why not? So I never auditioned. Everyone else did. Ha, suck it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm really feeling that one. Oof, big burn.
Okay. Let's see. This one from Rambaral, or Rambaral? However you pronounce it. Are you guys going to do more of the Discord formatted videos? Yes, we are. Those are fun little things we like to do. They take significantly less effort, I guess. They do still take quite a bit of effort. Blue puts in a lot of effort into making the visuals look convincing and real. But in terms of scripting, it allows us to do so much that doesn't get hampered down by the visuals that we have, because we don't have to tie it to the overall story or the animation. We can just let our characters do whatever. For instance, we can have Catherine talk with Noin, even though in the show they never once meet. So those are things we want to do, but they're never going to get in the way of the actual show. It'll more just be when we have downtime and have an idea, we'll make more. As long as you guys keep enjoying them, which hopefully you do. Jack, why don't you take another one?
Sure. From Just Communication. Based solely on design, name, or abilities, pick one of these to be your starter. And then there's a picture. So, so fun bit of trivia. This is art from Iguana Mouth, and my fiance lived with Iguana Mouth for about a year. So
really,
knowing what I know about them, I'm going to probably just either pick Starropter, which I'm assuming is just Staraptor with a bag over its head, because I know that Staraptor is a pretty strong Pokemon. But then again, Agumon has a gun.
That was going to be my choice. I was just gonna pick Agumon with a gun because he has a gun. That was my choice.
All right.
Oh, here's one for you, Jack. Paprika Jack from Lock On Stratos. Paprika Jack, do you listen to any Nickelback?
Oh boy. Nickelback is probably like the farthest from what I would normally listen to if I was choosing to listen to music. No offense to anyone who does like Nickelback, but I will say, what's the Chad Kroeger song, the one about being a rock star? For some reason, is that?
I don't know.
I think it's just Rockstar by Nickelback. I got that song stuck in my head without knowing any of the lyrics back when I worked at my freight job. So I ended up putting lyrics in place to the tune of that song, trying to get it out of my head for like months of my life, just while like forklifting and such.
That's pretty great. I did not know that.
It's memories I do not want to revisit, but I do know I came up with some really weird lyrics for that song that are not the lyrics to that song.
All right, let's see. Oh,
I got one.
Oh, go for it.
From Bruh69 to Paprika, how do you know about the yaoi? My response to this is, what? What? The yaoi? Which yaoi?
He doesn't, and in all honesty, we only have a vague knowledge. We had to do research and find our more yaoi knowledgeable friends to make sure that the series that we put into the image that came in episode 8 or 9, it was 9, episode 9, and the various references we make to the Wing fandom, we want to make sure that they're correct when we put them out there. So I always like double check. I have multiple friends who are much more deep than I've ever been, and they help me fact check. So let's see. Okay, I was gonna pick one for me, but I actually like this one for you if you'll answer it.
Sure.
From Grim, Jack. Based on what you know of Wing, what do you think will happen next for your character?
Well, I'm going to assume something horrible, but he still doesn't die.
So a fun fact about getting Paprika ready for scripts, I always give him a heads up before we go to the booth on whether he will be in pain, screaming, or singing. He has to know those things because those are hard.
Those are the hardest things to do with that voice.
So basically every single episode I'm like, hey, so we do have you loudly in pain a couple times. It's not that bad. But you do yell also, and also there's a singing bit. He's just like, okay,
like, great,
sure.
Okay, I guess we do the singing first.
Yeah, it's hard on the voice, but we like the hero that we made.
It's worth it.
Let's see. From Pantuzler, do you take any inspirations/influences for your style of comedic writing and timing? There are a lot of inspirations just from, where you take your comedy from. In the way that we write, I can tell that there is a lot of Archer in the dialogue. I can tell that there is a lot of Arrested Development in the structure of the story, at least how I try to do it. There's definitely some YouTube in it as well. A lot of blues humor comes from those quick-witted soundbite type files where I'll have this long, elaborate joke, and then Blue will come in and be like, but why don't you just say it this way? It's 5 words, it's quotable. There, fixed it for you. So there are a lot of them, I think, but it just comes from a whole lifetime of watching lots of comedy. It just kind of comes out in you. I think everyone has those sorts of influences. All right, so we're getting to 40 minutes. Let's go ahead and wrap this up with a few more questions. Jack, you got any last burning questions you want to answer?
Sure. Just Communication asks, can Heero say he's going to kill me? Just Communication. I'll kill you. All right, we got that out of the way. Another quick one. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I'm going to pick another question. I'm going to completely ignore that one. I had a conversation with Blue on a similar premise. I think we were talking about whether or not water was wet on a drive home from somewhere, and like we almost got like scream angry at each other.
I was here when you got home, and I thought there was a serious problem. And then you told me what it was, and then I believe my reply was, okay, and then I went back to my room.
That's the right thing to do, I think, in that situation. I'm not going down that rabbit hole anymore.
All right, so from Lock on Stratus, do you ever think about releasing an album of Heero covering songs? Jack, what do you think?
Oh, please no. Please don't make me do it. Actually,
so the answer is yes, then.
Yeah, no, that's something that we've thought about for a little while now.
Yeah.
Or at least releasing, like, I've sang more of the songs that have shown up with Heero singing than have been shown in the show. We could compile those and release those on their own if we felt like it.
And we haven't forgotten our first Patreon reward. We promised that we would have Heero singing songs. It just came at a bad time for recording, but we will get to that at some point. There will probably be multiple things, but I'm not sure that we'll ever make you record an entire song, let alone an entire album. But we'll do like a chopped up best of or something. I think that would be fun. At least I do, because it's not my voice. All right, few last ones to wrap this up. From I'm not sure if it's Gigi or Gigi, but this is for Gray. Which is better in your opinion, Halo or Destiny? I am going to get a lot of flack here. I'm going to say Destiny, and this is Blue will hate me. Blue is such a huge Halo fan.
I'm gonna go tell him.
Just go tell him right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tell him right now. Be right back.
He's literally gonna go. Okay, I say Destiny only because Halo 5 was so bad that I stopped caring about the story. He's actually telling him how the dog is barking. Okay, I think this is a good time to wrap it up. But I'll stream some Destiny and talk more about Destiny later, and I'm sure Blue will stream some Halo. So thank you guys very much for coming tonight. I'm very happy that Paprika Jack got to talk to y'all. We want to get more of our actors in, so if you have any other actors that you would like to hear from, maybe Relina or Noin or Trays, anyone, just let us know, and we'll see if they'll be available for the next one.
Blue says he's launching missiles.
No. Worse.
Sir, permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Permission granted.
Just one question. What if you miss?
I won't.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Stick that in your ring and smoke it.